Welcome back. This week in the course, we're going to talk about group work.
Derek, I hate group work. Why do we have to talk about group work? Can we talk about something else? When I was an undergrad, I totally hated working in groups.
And I hear that a lot, actually, from STEM faculty and grad students. Their undergraduate experience with group works often were not much fun. I think a lot of us feel like when we were in groups in undergrads, we kind of had to carry most of the load ourselves. And it kind of left us with a bad taste in our mouth when it comes to group work.
Absolutely. And that's kind of interesting because now as researchers, as lead investigators on projects, we publish our research in teams, and graduate students, postdocs learn how to do this somewhere along the way. And even though we had these bad experiences in lots of dysfunctional groups, we do eventually learn how to do it as researchers, so we know it's possible, right?
Absolutely. And so as teachers, if we can think about how we teach our students how to function in groups, we'll be doing them a favor. Even if they're not going into kind of research careers, no matter what careers they're going into, employers and administrators are looking for group work, social skills, teamwork skills in our graduates. So we're going to explore group work in a couple of different ways this week. We've got two modules, one on cooperative learning. This one's been developed by Rick Campa. He's a professor of wildlife ecology at Michigan State University. He's also the associate dean at the graduate school there and oversees most of their future faculty preparation efforts. In Rick's module on cooperative learning, you're going to learn some of the principles and frameworks to make groups work well, actually. Groups can go really wrong, but they can also work really well to enhance student learning and help students develop the kinds of cooperative learning skills that we're talking about here. So Rick's going to be digging into some group dynamics, some principles for making groups work well, as well as some strategies for actually using these techniques in your classroom.
So we're also going to get a chance to drill down into some really specific strategies related to peer instruction. So this term was coined by Eric Mazur, who's a professor of physics at Harvard, and the basic concept is that you assign your students in the classroom a problem to work on individually, or a question to answer, or some kind of concept to discuss. And they work on it individually, struggle with it a little bit, and then turn to their neighbor and share a little bit about what they thought about, what they did in order to try to solve the problem, and work on it together. And then finally, those pairs can then report back out into a larger group or into the entire classroom, sort of talk through what those individual pairs of students and actual individual students came up with, those different steps of trying to solve the problem. And so this is really fundamental concept to cooperative instruction and peer-based instruction. And the module was developed by Bennett Goldberg, who's a professor of physics and director of STEM education initiatives at Boston University. And what's really neat about his module is that you'll actually get to see students engaged in group work, and you're going to have a window into what we a window that we don't normally have as instructors with our own students, because we get to sort of be on the outside watching these groups work. So pay special attention to the group dynamics that you're observing, and try to figure out when you think they're working, when you think they're not, and try to pay attention to that more social dynamic as well as the structure that's being provided by the instructor. So enjoy.